Hey, Patty, how you doing, my dear? Hope you're doing well. Kathy, hey, good to see you. Good to see you. All right, we got more people coming. Yay, love this. Yay. There is a God. Facebook works for now. All right. Good to see y'all. Kathy, I'm so curious how Chris is doing. Please share with me. I think that's his name. Uh, your cousin. Uh, Anything new about that? And Kathy, how you doing? And how's your husband doing? Please feel free to share. Please feel free. I want to start moving some stuff on my desktop around a little bit here. Hey, Lynn, how you doing? Am I on the right site, Lynn? Please let me know. Oh my God. Oh, I'm moving some stuff around on my desktop here so I can see the names and any kind of comments. All right, we're getting a bunch of people. This is good. Love it. Not everyone shows up. Uh, I just see numbers, and I don't know why that happens, Lynn. And that's about it. Just the numbers. All right, let's boogie along here. Let's see who else is here. And let me see. How were Lynn? Were they your cousins that were over that I worked with? Excellent, Kathy. And let's see, Lynn. No, but that's okay. I'll get the link over to the group. Wonderful. Excellent. There we go. All right. Let me see here. Yeah, I appreciate that if you do that, Lynn, if you get them over there. And let me see here. Is there anything new? We have a really, hey, Ari, good to see you. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Yeah, they were your cousins. Okay, good, Lynn. Good. See, I do have some form of a memory, and I love it. I always figure, and I always tell everyone this too. I have a very, very uh, lack of memory in my life, and uh, and it's been this way since I was a child. And so I don't remember things all the time. Most of the time, I should say, is people know me. And if it's ever really super important, someone's going to remind me. So I don't have to worry about anything. And that's just the way it is. And that's good too. Well, we have an amazing uh, class coming up. And it's working with the intuition. So uh, please, if you do have the opportunity, uh, do join it. And it's on the 30th. Uh, and it's called Initiate Your Intuition. It's going to be awesome. It's going to get into a little bit of esoterica. And Lynn will post that. If you don't mind, Lynn, please. Initiate Your Intuition. It's going to be a dynamic class. It's going to be for 5 days, 4 days, for an hour and a half a day. Please do take advantage of that. You'll love it. And again, it's going to be a little esoterica in it, and it'll get into a lot of exercises and dynamics and things. Lynn's going to be posting all the information of that, within the next day, I believe. She had mentioned to me. And so, and it will be available to those who aren't able to take the whole course, or if you're going to miss it all, if you're working or something like that. It will be available if you get the course. And there it is. Initiate Your Intuition. Thanks, Lynn. I appreciate that. So please do take advantage of that. That's coming up on the 30th. It's going to be, again, for 4 days, an hour and a half a day. And the other thing is, I don't ask for donations. I ask for gifting and supporting. And this helps a lot of people. It's not only for us to continue doing everything, but it's also for people that are street people that I do things for. and I'd like to be able to give them more and more and more as I can. And I don't send off the money to donations or anything like that. I give it. It's much better for me in my life, and I love giving. Um, and oftentimes I think that I can't give enough to these people. So I know they're real in what's happening with them in their lives. And they're very emotionally or mentally disabled in many ways, whatever diagnosis you want to give to them. So they have a very difficult time in their life. And I talk with them sometimes too, and do whatever I can. So please, for all the free things, even other things. And it also helps people who can't afford appointments, who really desire them. And I give them a discount, and this covers the discount when you do the donation thing, or excuse me, the gifting and supporting. I do see people buy appointments. Oh, thanks for putting up the appointments. You're beating me to it, Lynn. You're reading my mind. Stay in my head for a few minutes, if you don't mind. The appointments, I do have some availabilities, a couple this week and also next week as well. There you go. And she just put up the donate. It's the gifting and support from the heart. Yes. The appointments are really dynamic, I think, and people tell me that they are. And take advantage of them. You can either email me through Lynn at administrator at markehrolics.com, or you can email me directly at mark@markehrolics.com. Just by going to the website, you can request an appointment. All the information is available. Please do take advantage of this stuff. And let's see, on what is it? November 24th, we have a healing circle. Yay! And that's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. Just like the gatherings, I think, are a blast. And I'll be working with people in between stuff, and I'll be answering questions if anyone has questions. I'd love to answer them pertaining to spirituality, and except, I don't know what someone's hair color is going to be in a couple of weeks. I'm not a psychic. I don't want to play psychic. Sometimes as I work with people, especially in the longer appointments, there you go, Lynn, administrator at Mark Ehrlich, admin at markehrolics.com, not administrator, admin. That's Lynn's work and email there. And she's in Canada, so you'll be writing to Lynn, and then in Canada, and I'll be getting it here in Colorado. How cool. Coming from wherever you are in the country or in the world. And then, so do take advantage of the Healing Circle on the 24th. That starts at 6:30. Please, if there's any questions that you want to ask, please feel free. Definitely feel free to ask them. And I'll do my darndest to answer them pertaining to spirituality or healing. I won't work with the emotional stuff in front of everyone. So if it pertains to that, I can't. And again, I don't know what color hair you're going to have next week. I'll leave that up to Patty, what color hair she wants to make it. She's a great, great stylist. And she's in Florida. So if anyone's in Florida that wants to get their hair styled or whatever, she's unbelievable. Doing it many, 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 many years. So let me see here. Please, Patty, you were going to tell me, I think, the person that I was working with, the fellow. Let me know, if you don't mind, how he's doing. I'd really appreciate that. And if there's any change in his life, or in any way, emotionally, physically, mentally, biologically, whatever, let me know. Or if there's any relief or whatever it is. Let me see here. I did a post. let me see if I can find it here. Oh, Patty, my nephew Chris, yes, came home today from the hospital. And please tell me how he is, how he's feeling emotionally or mentally or physically. Please let me know. I really appreciate that. And let's see, there is a post that I wrote. My cousins watched The Gathering again the next night and they felt the healing again. Oh, how awesome! That's fantastic. I love it. Is it possible these video healings are timely? Yes, they are. I know that to be true. It's no different than after I work with someone. Oftentimes, and people have been telling me this for years, and not only a few people, many, 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 many people. Over the many years after I've worked with them, they've gone home and for 24, 48 hours, they've experienced literally my hands on the affected areas. And so, and they've had dreams or visions or whatever. So I do know that these are timeless in many respects. It's always been that way, and by the grace of God. And so, I just say, okay, boss, however you want to do it, you do it. And it does. So that's what people's experience is. And let me see here. There was a post that I wrote. Here it is. I wrote this the other day. What happened? What was said that you believed from those moments or times? That it coerced you, teased you into believing that life is the way now or is always going to be this way forever as you learn to adopt and adapt this belief into your life. What was it that you believed? I believe that we take things on in childhood through impressions that are given to us, that we are just impressed with emotionally. Something shocks us, or we see something happen, it shocks us, or we hear something happen, it shocks us. And I believe these things they're like a bruise in our life. They leave an impression for us to follow through later in life with. They're the things that we're going to have to be addressing later in life eventually. And so that's why I wrote, what was it that you believed? These things are what make us into who we are, what we are, why we are today. These are the very dynamics that we live by in our world. It's like a code that we just, go along with in life because no one's told us otherwise. And so we accept these things and we accept them the way they are. And so we think this is the way life is. But, and I keep always saying this, that we're born into hell, but that's not where we come forth from. So we have the ability to wake up in life. We have the ability in that waking up. Thank you, Prachi. Hey, how you doing? We have the ability to wake up in what we call, and the waking up is called enlightenment. We're always going through it. We're always adapting to it through recognizing that there might be another way, but we need these hard times. We need the dilemmas, the dramas and traumas in order to have that enlightenment. It's becoming aware. And that's what we're doing. We're becoming aware of ourself, and ourself is an aspect of that divinity, the godliness within that we carry, that's a part of us, is waiting to share with us. I'm always talking about this with just about everything. And so we need all these dynamics to happen. And if that's true, then we don't have to really get bent out of shape when anything of a destructive nature happens in life. if we can stop ourselves and not participate in the destruction and separate ourselves just for a moment, we've conquered it to some degree. And we're also influencing ourselves to express itself. Thanks, Patty. Thanks. And let me see what Lynn wrote. I can tell you they're very grateful and thank you again many times over. And I pray that they're feeling great from what the work that we did. Thanks, Lynn. I appreciate that. And I'm happy you're doing good, Parachi. Very glad. And thanks again, Patty. And so we have this within us of needing, we're born into the hell, which is needing the experiences in order to awaken. That's what this is really about. What did I write here? Let me see if I can find it. I just wrote this. Oh, I just wrote this. It's pretty neat. I enjoy it. Let me see if there's any notes here. Okay. Excuse me, we have a traumatic event happening to us, and then we have the effects of it. And I call that after traumatic growth. That's when we're awakening. But there's chaos and there's change during that time. We have it from various life events. We have it from being shocked and traumatized. We have it from all the dramas that are happening around us in our lives, from birth on. We have all these dynamics. And whether they're minor or major, it doesn't matter. Whether they're subtle or major or minor, it doesn't matter. And during these times, we're actually dying. How's that? During these times, we're actually dying, which is an awesome thing, because that's what enables us to evolve and live our lives in a different way, a newer way, and a greater way. We need these deaths, and that's all they are. Death is meaningless. There is no such thing as what we call death, where we die and that's it. We need this in order to become alive. That's why every single night I say, take my life, God. There isn't a night in the past, I don't know, maybe 45, 47 years that I haven't said, take my life, God. Kill me. Take my life. It's because we're handing over something. And that's what we're here to do. There's nothing to be afraid of with that type of death. That's the real death. The other is a mass mind thing. Oh, you're going to die, Then we get afraid of what? Of dying? I don't know about that. But, so that's what we're doing. We're going through after traumatic growth. After traumatic growth. I love that. And so that's what we're here to do. That's what enables us to evolve, to grow, to find more of ourselves. We need those dramatic, and times like that. We need those. That's why we're here to experience these things. Everything else is a story. Every other conversation is a story. In my book, in my experience, and what I've seen and heard, and basically have been taught. This is taking it to another degree of that, though. So, let me see here. And then Sue asked, based upon that comment, let me see if there's something else here. Sue asked, Sue Gray, based upon that comment, beliefs are just thoughts given power, right? Beliefs are just thoughts given power, right? Well, yes, beliefs are generally our thoughts based upon our living experiences of experience. Beliefs are generally our thoughts based upon our living experience of experiences. That's my answer. But the reality of our beliefs is based upon what we choose to live before. Let me explain that a little bit. It's based on trust and knowing and acceptance of a greater source that we can go towards. And then, as we develop this understanding and a greater knowing, we can begin to believe that as well, that everything that we've learned in life is what we believe, basically. And all of our belief systems are based upon the concepts of the world we live in, basically. See, the first belief is of what I refer to as the mass mind, based upon everything that we've been born into. That's what we believe. And this is the lie. That's the lie. And those are the stories that the world chooses for survival. And then she asks, that's my, the world according to Gartmark, understanding of belief. So we can develop, the understanding and a greater knowing. We can begin to believe, in something greater. That I'll take it into this next question she asked. Perhaps only loving kindness deserves belief. Loving kindness is also the reality that we strive for. It's more of something that becomes part of us as we practice it. Then we don't have to practice because our self, our true self, the big self within, is integrating within us in its purpose. Hey, Christy, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Great to see you. And also as we begin to develop this greater love for ourselves, we find that we're participating in it. And of course, it loves us more unconditionally as we participate, beginning to participate. This begins to show us in our every word, every thought, and every action, our participation as we come to ourselves, as we begin to learn how to love it. And it shares with us unconditionally. It wants to, it strives to all the time. So that's my answer to your question. The original question, beliefs are just thoughts given power. There's more to it. That's the earthly way that we've been taught in our survivals, and to how to use our keen sense of the obvious in just the world around us. But there's more. There's a lot more. There's this source within us that it wants us to live based upon its unconditionalness. If all this makes sense, I pray so. I pray so. And let me see if there's anything else here. So the whole idea is to develop this greater love for ourselves, and therefore it will begin to express forth from us. And it's a development, and it's not going to be overnight by any means. Please, is there anyone here who would, I'm going to start checking off some of these people who wrote little comments and stuff like that. I'm going to like them. Let me see here. There's Kathy and Patty and Lynn again, and Ari, and Lynn's comments on the workshop coming up on Initiate the Intuitive, And let's just see here, and also about the gifting and stuff and my website. Oh, she's good. She's got everything there in the appointments. Love it. Love it, love it. And a little bit more here. Almost done. Oh, um, yes. Yes. Okay, good, good. And you guys rock too. Okay, almost done here. Now, is there please anyone here that would like me to do work with them in one thing or for someone else? Please feel free, and I'd be more than happy to do it. And then we'll get on to questions. If anyone has questions, please post the questions on the side here on the bar and or in the comments area, and I'll try my darndest to answer. Please, any questions or anyone who would like me to work with them for one thing, I would love to. And all right, Christy, is there anything you'd like me to work with on one thing in your body that's bugging you? Same with Patty or Lynn or anyone that you know of, Parachi. I work with other people as well in what you refer to as absentee healing. And I do know that people will be affected to varying degrees according to their life and their experiences of life, whether they're knowing about this, conscious of this gathering or not. It doesn't matter. So please feel free to share. Any other questions or people would like me to work with them or someone they know? Sue wrote, and she's not here right now. She says she'll replay this a little bit later. She's busy tonight doing something. Sue wrote, will you talk about energy and spirit, please? And yeah, I think I can. I think I can a little bit here. Will you talk about energy and spirit? Basically, our universe and everything and every non-thing is composed of energy. There isn't anything that's not, including even the density of a rock and even including us. Everything is composed of this universal energetic, and it emanates from a super subconsciousness in what I refer to as the divinity, the godliness. And we dwell within it. There's nothing that is or isn't composed of an energetic. So, and then Sue wrote, we learned that everything is energy, but when a person says they feel heat, you say it is the spirit moving. And she'll listen to the replay. Thanks, Mark. Well, the person that might feel are energetic, that's what they're feeling is the response of the energy moving through them when they feel heat or cold or electricity or the vibration or electrical sensation or even the emotional catharsis or response. They're feeling the response of the energetic moving through them. It's the response in their body that might be out of sync, even if it feels great for them. If they're energy junkies, if it feels good for them, they're still feeling a response, a reaction. And hey, Pamela, thanks for being here. So the person is feeling the response of the energetic in their body or in their head in some way or another, whether it be emotional or otherwise. But the spirit is the carrier of that response. It brings life. And that's between both worlds of what we call heaven and earth, as we term it. And so, but the spirit is the carrier of life. It's just like in the old days, you used to say, in the old book, it says God moved across the face, or the spirit moved across the face of water and brought life. It's bringing something. It's a carrier of something. Or in the early 1900s, the spirit of, or in 1800s, the spirit of 76. It carried this. The spirit carried an excitement. It's a carrier. It brings something. So that's what the spirit is bringing, is the intent that we put behind whatever action we're setting forth. I hope that makes sense to people, and people get that. And when you're feeling the energetics, it's the combination of the electromagnetic that's having an effect in the body. That the spirit is carrying the movement of that, whatever our intent is. Good questions. Christy, okay, she would love to clear my mind. She would love to have her mind cleared. All right. And if you can go along with me just for a moment or two, what I'd like to do is put my hands in my mind, through my intent, is put my hands on your skull, on your head. And the spirit will carry it through. Whatever my intent is. And also keep in mind that change is happening in the world. Change is happening within you as well. And oftentimes this does create what I refer to as chaos, which is exhausting. And it can be dynamics that are happening in life, whatever, it doesn't matter. Chaos is happening, and it doesn't have to be a bad chaos, but chaos means change. That's all chaos is. And so you're also changing within you, Christy, which is awesome. And all right, so great. And I truly pray that you'll notice change now, with the ease of the changes happening within you, that you'll notice that. My blessings to you, Christy. Good to see you. And Patty, lower back hurting more. Oh my God, too much vacuuming. I hear you. I hear you. I have to lift my hand for the almond M&Ms all the time, and my arm hurts. So, all right, let's get to the lower back. And my perception is that the causal area is also on let's see, I'm dyslexic, so it's the your right side. My left, your right, mostly in the center, towards your spine and hip. You might also notice a coolness, or a flow of coolness, or not clarity, but a coolness or a cold move through that area, either now or tonight. Good. Good. All right. Great. Please do keep me updated, Christy, and also Patty, please. Um, Fantastic. All right. Let me see here. Uh, Pamela, good to see you here, Pam. Uh, she wrote, "Beliefs give us a construct to be in the world with." Yes, yes. The discovery of divine truth allows beliefs to organize or reorganize in a clear frequency, and love walks within us. But they mostly, in the beliefs of our construct, or gives the information for the construct, um, they're still pertaining to the world of what we were born into and what we can identify with. And you're right, um, we can organize them for a clear frequency and vibration. Um, uh, as we develop into the evolution uh, of understanding. And so, good point, good point. But we have to recognize what our beliefs are in and where we're coming from inside of ourselves and what we believe in, and ask ourselves, why do we believe in this? Once we ask ourselves, we wonder what more is there to believe. And it's a source within us that's so much greater and has a greater intelligence and mind to it than we can even conjure or imagine within ourselves. And that's what we're striving for, is to find out its love. Um, that's why we're here, to get to know ourselves. And that's what the self is a seed in that mind of what I refer to as the godliness. You can call it universal mind, you can call it creator, you can call it the nameless one, you can call it source, you can call it whatever you want. Or God, I call it God, my reference point. And so that's the one I prefer. There's no right or wrong, good or bad. It doesn't care. And so that's what we're striving for, is to find out about it. Now, you can call it a he or she or anything else. It doesn't care, as long as we're striving to get to know it. That's what matters. So, good points, everyone. Good points. Yes, Patty, right side, yes. And I want to work with it so much. Let me do it again, just a little bit more, Patty. And you will feel the coldness or the coolness to it. It'll be like a flow of cold or cool that goes through you. You'll see, either soon or tonight or early tomorrow. Good. Excellent, excellent, excellent. That's awesome. And Christy, thank you so much. It is great to see you on here. It's been many, oh my God, has it been years? I don't even know how many. Um, oh, good, Patty. I'm happy you're sensing that. Uh, that's like a validation for you that something's happening. I already know it. I already saw it, and which is what I express and what I perceive. And I'm not going to be psychic or anything like that. This isn't psychic. It's just what is shared. I don't know what else to call it. Um, and yes, it's been many years, Christy. God, uh, I don't even remember the store that I used to give a healing circle at out there, and you were there at times, I think. But it's been a long time since I've seen you. And then um, Vision Quest, I believe I met you when I was doing a healing circle. Um, And Patty, thank you, Mark. The relief is still coming through us colons. Good. Excellent. And that's what's going to help regenerate. But you got to take care of yourself, Patty. You got to take care of yourself. Please, any questions or more people, Lynn, anything that I can work with anyone or yourself, I'd be more than happy to. Or ask a blessing on someone, or whether they're with you or it's you. I'd be more than happy to. Let me know. Please let me know. Um, I don't know what else to talk about here or to say, except that don't forget a couple things. One is the appointments. The appointments are coming up within a couple days this week still, even on Saturday. And I have all next week, a few days next week. So you tell me the time and date and arrange it and call me up at the 888-380-6388. If I don't answer, I'll call you back and we'll set up a time and a day. The appointments are awesome. They last between 30 minutes all the way up to an hour, depending upon whatever your needs are. And we'll just take it from there. And let me see here. We have also the Healing Circle coming up on the 24th. Don't forget that. That's going to be awesome. And then the workshop is on the 30th. That's going to be for 4 days, an hour and a half a day. And let's see. It's going to be a little esoterica, and it's going to be a lot of exercises. It's going to be getting into the world a little bit differently, describing intuition and the understanding of it to break you into the initiation of it within you even more so. Even if you have a fantastic intuition, this will help to enhance everything. That's a given. That's a given. As you take it to heart and you practice the exercises and the participation in the workshop. It's a very open forum, and I go into little talks, and then there's lots of questions which I love. I absolutely love them. So my pleasure on that. Christy, and you haven't aged a bit. Oh my God. Vision Quest was the story. Yes, 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 yes. Uh, I don't know about the aging part. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't slept any more than I used to, but um, cool. Thanks for remembering me, Christy. And Patty wrote, Chris's wife Heather is feeling intense overwhelmed with everything. A blessing for her, please. I'd be honored. I'd love to. She's coming to terms within herself. She's in the process of the turmoil, which is coming to terms within her. Um, and it's very heartfelt within her, obviously, uh, being Chris's wife. And she's just a super strong woman inside, super strong. And she just wants to give. So that's all that I know. That's all that I know. Um, and please do keep me updated about Chris and his wife Heather. Please. I appreciate that, Patty. Let me get some water here. Going, of course. And Lynn wrote, a blessing for my daughter and her family, baby and hubby. Please, and thank you. They're here visiting for a couple of days. Okay. you know, they're the only thing that I was getting from what I was asking a blessing on them for them was that they're very simple, very very simple people, and that's awesome. I loved it, and you may or may not know that. I think you do, but regardless. Um, and Kathy wrote, "My left back has been sore a long time in my life. Earlier today, I had asked to use your spiritual hands, good, to heal this. It feels better. Yay!" Again, that's what we were talking about. Um, what do you think? Yes, we were talking about this a little bit earlier, Kathy, in the gathering here, where people will actually, for years, ever since the old days in Chicago when I first started, about 25, 30 years ago, uh, people have uh, later told me that uh, they tried to remember the spirit that came out of me and it was still there, or they were able to bring it back and it was gladly there. And people used it. And I've had literally hundreds, if not a thousand or two, people tell me that they've called on me in the like late hours of the night or during the day when things are happening, whatever, or before they're going to sleep, and a presence will be there. How that happens, I say, okay, God, whatever you want. Okay, boss, do what you will. Sometimes I'll know it, and sometimes I won't. Half the time I'll know it, half the time I won't. How it happens, I don't know. I just say, okay, boss, you take over, and if you want it this way, great. Uh, I remember the old days. You just reminded me of a story. I don't know if this applies or not, but it's a little applicable. And I'll work with your back a little bit more, Kathy, too, in a moment. But uh, during the healing circles in Chicago, just tons and tons of people, and they were coming from all over the Midwest and driving in on I think it was a Wednesday or a Thursday night, I don't remember, or Tuesday, and maybe Patty remembers what night it was, but it was at 7 o'clock, and all these people were swarming in all the time, and then there was for 2 weeks straight, every single night, I was having dreams that I was going to a place called Janesville, Wisconsin, which I never heard of. And I lived in the Chicagoland area, but I never heard of Janesville, Wisconsin. So, but for 2 weeks, every single night, I would be visiting in spirit to a group of people from Janesville, and there were maybe about 20 spirits of them in this home, and I would be teaching them and working with them for healing. And every single night it was happening. And then it stopped. And I didn't know who they were or anything else. I didn't know the neighborhood. I just saw inside the home in the large living room. So one night, people started coming in that I had never seen before. And I said, hey, where are you from? And they say, oh, we're from Janesville, Wisconsin. And I went, whoa. And I didn't say anything at the moment, but then more and more people started coming in from Janesville, Wisconsin. They did not know each other, and they all lived within a mile or two of each other, but they never met each other before that I was conscious of, nor that they were conscious of. So all these people, their spirits were gathering, and they were coming into the healing circle, and some of them got together and I think formed a community as well. But there were 20 that I originally worked with all the time for 2 weeks, every single night, which was really cool. So I don't know if that pertains to what we were talking about a little while ago. I don't even remember what we were talking about a little while ago. That's short-term memory. Blown away. Kathy wrote, my left back has been sore a long time in my life. Earlier today, I asked you. Oh, this is what it was for. I asked you to use your spiritual hands to heal this. It feels better. That's awesome. That's the calling upon the spirit, my spirit, and gladly, gladly. I love it. And whether I'm conscious of it or not, sometimes I'm conscious of it, sometimes I'm not. So let me work with your left back a little bit. I hope that story made sense. I'm dyslexic, so I have to keep remembering which is my right and which is my left, which is your right and which is your left. So, and use the spirit again, Kathy. Use it again, and see if tomorrow you don't awaken uh, feeling a little bit more relieved in there, if not better. Totally better. I don't know. A little more relieved or totally better. And then we'll work with it more at another time. If there's still residue there, or even if there isn't residue, I can reinforce it. And I love doing that with appointments as well. So, um, oh, great. Lynn wrote, thanks, Mark. Yes, they do keep things simple. They're very down to earth. That's fantastic. They're lovely people. Lovely, lovely, down to earth people. Simple, simple. So, all right. 5 more minutes. Um, I got a great, really super short meditation, if you don't mind. And if everyone would just close their eyes, not even concerning or worrying about anything that any noise around them or movements or anything, just close your eyes for a moment and just relaxing. And you can do this, you can take this and do this anytime. You don't even have to do it just now, but you can do it anytime. And you see if it doesn't work the first time, as you practice this, it will work. If there's something that bugs you in your body, um, imagine, you can even imagine my hands there. And on top of what's bugging you or bothering you or hurting you or aching, a chronic situation or whatever, and just gently, gently touching. And imagine sensing a flow of energy, even if it's from an angelic. Don't try to figure it out, just imagine it. And being a little conscious of that sense of it, because the sense of it is being transmuted from the etheric world into the physical world, and it's a blending of earth and heaven. Imagine the hands on you. And watching the spiritual hands of that permeate into the tissue, the bone, the cells, the blood, the ligaments, the tendons, everything. And just observe it. Just observe it. All right. Open up your eyes. This is great. This is great. Awesome. You rock, Kathy. Thank you so much. And if anyone wants to put hashtag you rock, I love it. And Google Analytics loves it too when Lynn puts it up on Google. And it will be also replayed on the website and on Facebook. And Lynn's so gracious to do this for us. Uh, she's the hub of the operation. She's in Canada and I'm in Colorado. She's on the other end above New York, I believe. And so and she has a well that she does her clothes in, and she freezes her food in the well in wintertime. So love it, love it. You guys rock, and thank you so much. And I'm so looking forward to every Wednesday is the gathering. And remember the appointments, remember the gifting, and supporting. Uh, it not only helps other people, it helps yourself as well. As you free yourself up to be able to give, uh, believe me, it's reciprocal. It's totally reciprocal. So blessings to everyone, and love you. Enjoy your lives.